And in our Talk of the Town Vidant Spotlight this morning, we have a person that a lot of people will remember because he had a great career with the Chicago Bears and our own Carolina Panthers. Chris Draft, former Carolina Panther in the house. How are you? Well, people may remember your story, but you want me to explain it, or you want to?
I'll say a little bit. And again, I say that I didn't wake up just jumping up. I didn't wake up knowing the facts. And I think that's absolutely important as an advocate. Sometimes you think people should know things, but I didn't know. I didn't know it until my wife, Keisha Rutledge Draft, was diagnosed with lung cancer right when I was finishing up. So December of 2010.
Were you playing with the Panthers at the time?
No. I met her when I was playing with the Panthers. So when people ask me what was my favorite team, I always say that the Panthers, and it's they have a tremendous organization. But when you meet your wife someplace, it makes it where there's always a little bit of bias.
She was one of the Panthers dancers.
She was actually a Hornets dancer.
Hornets dancer. Oh, okay.
And,
she was a honeybee.
A honeybee.
Yeah, the honeybee. That's right.
But that was prior to me knowing her, so it wasn't like I saw her out in the court and I was like, "Ooh, look at that! Look at her! I got to get to know her." She had already finished dancing when I met her when I went up to Charlotte.
Yeah.
But so I was finishing up with the Washington Redskins, and she had a little shortness of breath. I'm back at home, and she was challenged me to run a 10K with her and do P90X with her. And I'm over here.
So she was staying in great shape.
Oh, it was in amazing shape. And getting running a 10K. As a linebacker, you know how far we run. we run all of 40 yards, or when it's a bad play, or actually sometimes it can be a great play. That means somebody picking the ball off and running.
I remember when you played, though, you could run pretty good.
I could, but running, but a 10K is 6 miles.
Yeah,
so
right.
As a linebacker, no, we're not running those 6 miles. It goes together, unless you want me doing spurts of it. But yeah, so she challenged me to do that, and then ended up having a little shortness of breath. So she's in amazing shape, had never smoked, and then all of a sudden she goes in the primary care doc and finds out she has a mass in her left lung. And we find out the most important fact about lung cancer, and that is anyone can get it.
Yeah.
Now I can say that,
She was a non-smoker?
Never smoked, man. She was in amazing shape.
Yeah.
So when she went in, she looked at me and she said, "Hey, I might need to use your inhaler because she had a little shortness of breath." So she was still breathing better than me, because I've got asthma. It's real. She was still breathing better than me, but went in and lung cancer.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So that's where it started. I mean, you get to find out that it's different. It's different than other cancers. I mean, most people, until you get into this space, cancer is cancer. But I got a chance to find out very clearly that it's not just that case, and that lung cancer is bad, and that there are some new things. There's a lot of hope in terms of changes that are happening, but it's not for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And so, unfortunately, it wasn't there for my wife. So we spent a lot of good time together. We were there together. We fought together. But ended up passing away a year later.
She died 1 year later after she found out. Yeah.
1 year later.
That's an unbelievable story.
Yeah.
And so now her symptoms were just shortness of breath. That was the first thing that she noticed.
Just shortness of breath.
But there are other things that people need to be aware of that are early detection signs of lung cancer. I'll read off some of those. A cough that gets worse and lasts for weeks, coughing up blood or rust-colored phlegm, shortness of breath, as you said, Keisha had, chest pain, hoarseness, pain in your bones, unintentional weight loss. All of those things could be a sign that you need to have yourself checked with a doctor right away.
It can be. It can be. I think when you read off those symptoms, it really just says you need to know your body. You need to know if there's something that's different. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to go to the doctor and get checked up. And I know for the bunch of guys out there, which camera am I speaking to? For the guys out there, I know what you're thinking. I think you're saying if it doesn't fall off, then I don't need to go into the doctor. But you need to. You need to. If any of those things are feeling it, let's make sure we go to the doctor. Because again, for my wife, I say she had just a shortness of breath, but she had a great relationship with a primary care doc, and she didn't wait. Unfortunately for her, that's all it was. But in a lot of other cases, there is something that was there, and somebody just didn't go in. So again, my guys out there, and definitely the ladies, absolutely the ladies. I know, but you guys are more willing to do it. But some of us guys, so you have to go and kind of twist their arm and kind of grab them a little bit and take them in, because we need it. We need it because if we can catch it early, the numbers are so much better.
Some of the information that the Vidant folks have provided: in North Carolina alone, 22 people a day diagnosed with lung cancer, and the 5-year survival rate is just 16%. And that rate hasn't changed much since the 70s. So, you need to catch it early for sure. Your story is pretty amazing.
Thank you.
And you're now spending your time trying to preach the gospel on trying to get folks to go to the doctor when they have these symptoms.
Absolutely. I think with me, my wife was diagnosed. She was my girlfriend at the time, and we had a chance to be married in November 27th. So we're actually coming up on our fifth anniversary. November 27th. But on that day, we made a commitment to each other, but we also made a commitment to the cancer community. And that my wife asked, she came to me a couple weeks before our wedding and said, how about we don't get presents? How about we just make a commitment? We asked the people to support the foundation in fighting against cancer, or, lung cancer. And so that's really what we've been doing. All the work over the last 4 years and those 5 years has really been about really honoring that commitment that started with her and then continues with other people.
And there's our interview with Chris Draft, formerly of the Carolina Panthers and Atlanta Falcons and Chicago Bears and Washington Redskins, here in Greenville for the Vidant Health lung cancer event at Rock Springs. All right, more Vital Signs still to come on this edition of Greenville Vital Signs. Stay with us. We'll be right back.